Shoes pound against the ground they run on. A child who looks no more than 12 dashes between boulders as the sounds of snarling and snapping grow louder. They were after him. He couldn't stop. He could never stop. Running was the only option.
Run, boy, run. This world is not meant for you. Run, boy, run.
A choice the boy had made to protect his parents. He'd rather take on a world full of monsters than watch his parents suffer. It was all for them.
Beauty lies behind the hills.
Jesse Turner had lived here for an entire year. An entire year without seeing a friendly face in sight. He knew this life would be difficult, but he never once thought about how lonely it could get.
Run, boy, run. Their time to stop you.
Most nights were restless. Most of them consisting of sleeping on the ground or just anywhere he could find.
Break out from society.
Still, the same thought repeated in his mind before he drifted off.
How long until this would end?
Perhaps it would never end. Sweat pours down the young Cambion's brow. Squinting in the light, Jesse catches a glimpse of green in the distance. Sanctuary.
You be my boy.
Looking behind him, he sees the creatures are nearly catching up with him. They carry weapons in their hands, shouting various things like,
"Don't let the abomination get away this time."
Jesse doesn't let that stop him. Those were merely words to him, and they lacked value. Jesse knew that he was good. He didn't have to be what destiny intended for him.
You're half human, too. You can do the right thing. You've got choices, Jesse. But if you make the wrong ones, it'll haunt you for the rest of your life.
If it wasn't for Sam and Dean, he didn't think he would have made the right decision. Jesse chose himself, family above everything else. As soon as he enters the forest, it's game over for the hunters.
This place is a prophecy.
He scales the tree with ease and doesn't look back. Over the past year, he's discovered a lot of things. Boredom could drive one insane. So could the mind. During his times of loneliness, Jesse found himself learning various skills, such as parkour. It helped pass the time, and it was one of those things he could do without having to dip into his powers.
Look! He's in the trees.
War is an awful day.
We're coming for you, you little freak.
And it especially helped in situations such as this. Jesse hears something whistling towards him. He finds himself ducking as an arrow made of silver shoots past him. The act alone had almost caused him to lose his balance, but Jesse grabs onto the branch above him to support himself. These hunters just won't stop. He pauses, only for a moment until he's sprinting through the trees again. He knew the sun would be setting soon, making it harder for the hunters to see.
It's time to run.
They had been chasing Jesse for at least 2, maybe 3 hours, so their ammo had to be low. All Jesse needed to do was buy some more time. With darkness came the monsters. While Jesse leaps from tree to tree, he hears a low growling noise from down below.
Fuck was that?
Jesse knew that sound.
I don't know. I think it's coming from those woods.
Jesse
over there.
begins to climb the tree higher until he reaches one of the branches that was high enough, yet sturdy enough to hold him.
Don't sound pretty.
He presses his back against the trunk of the tree before squeezing his eyes shut. Down below, 2 large lizard humanoid creatures circle the now terrified group of hunters. What comes next makes Jesse press his hands against his ears. A high-pitched screech echoes through the forest, followed by a gasp and bones crunching. Out here, it was kill or be killed. Once the Cambion hears the creatures finishing them off and scampering away, a painful sob escapes him. Jesse hated feeling so defenseless. He wasn't sure how much more of this he could take, but still, he finds himself looking up at the now star-covered sky. It was amazing how even though the sky was faintly cloudy, the stars still shine just as bright. And in that moment, a sense of hope grew within him. He was Jesse Turner, just a kid from a small town in Nebraska. No, he was more than that. He was strong, and nothing or no one would change that.